Well, thank you for coming. My name is Rachelle, and I am a public health educator for the Department of Health. I am a senior. I don't know if that's the reason that I am so passionate about preventing falls. It is the #1 way of fatality for aging population. We have the greatest number of aging people of the islands, and what better place than for us to implement some strategies and some ways to help to keep ourselves safe in our home and everywhere else. So my objective is to decrease falls on the island, and my goal today is to give you some skills, some tools, and some resources. And so when you leave here, you feel more equipped when you walk out, and that you're ready to implement a few things in your home. Okay? All right. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to help all of us to be right here in the room together. And so there's a few techniques, there are movements that I'm going to show you that are very appropriate for young and the young at heart. And they actually come from a book about balance. It's called Move with Balance. And the founder lives on Maui. So it is a very impressive program. I'm calling them movements. So I'm going to show you 2 movements today, right now, to just kind of help us forget how hot it is, forget about what's in that room, and try to just focus in on our little time together, all right? So the first one, we are going to sit in our chairs, and the idea is that my right brain and my left brain, it's important that they're talking to each other, right? Because what we want to do is we want to stay alert, and we want to stay present throughout our day. And as you and I get older, it gets harder to do that. So I'm going to sit. I hope everybody can see me, and I want each of you to participate with me if you're comfortable. All right? So what we're going to do is we are going to cross our right leg over our left leg. Then we're going to cross our right hand over our left hand. If it's possible for you, I'm going to ask you to hold hands with yourself. If it's possible, and it may be a little difficult, I want you to see if you can bring your hands inside and set your hands on your heart. If that is too difficult, you can literally just place your hands on your chest like this. I'm going to go ahead and cross. So here's what we need to do. By crossing right over left and left over right, we're engaging our brains. So I'm going to ask you now to just try to settle in. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Let's all do that for about 3 or 4 breaths. Okay, now open your eyes. You can unfold your hands, uncross your legs, and now take the left leg and cross it over the right leg. And now we're going to cross the right hand over the left hand. So we're trading. You're probably going to see that one is harder than the other to do. So now we're going to try to bring our hands back up to our heart. And remember, you can just cross your hands if that's too difficult for you. And once again, we're going to place our hands on our heart. Close your eyes, try to settle in, and just focus on your breathing 3 times. Take a deep breath. Uncross your hands and your legs. Lift your heart up, your chest up to the sky. Try to open your chest. Just take a deep breath. I'm going to ask you, but I already know, don't we feel calmer and more settled? This is such a great movement, and it can be done as an adult, and it can be also done with children. And anytime there are two people that are squabbling or you just feel so distracted, this is a wonderful way to bring yourself in. So good, we've done one movement. I'm going to show you another one. And this movement is called tuning in. So let's say you have a grandchild or you're at a meeting and you're having a hard time concentrating on the speaker, the teacher, whatever. Here is a wonderful technique to use. Grab, here's your pinchers, your two fingers here. You're going to grab the earlobes and you can pinch them and work your hands all the way down the lobe. By adding pressure, these are pressure points, and they stimulate us, and they help you to focus and be more alert. So if I see you during my presentation reaching up to your earlobes and pressing on them, I know why. You're trying to tune in to me. So those are two wonderful techniques that can be used by young and young at heart that help us to be more alert and more present. And again, those are movements that come out of the Move with Balance, which is an extraordinary program for all of us to be involved in. This program right here can be used individually, it can be used as a caregiver, and it can be used as a group. And we are beginning to mobilize this throughout the island. So, I will take you through a few other of these movements as we go along. The very first, I'm going to call it a pillar. The Department of Health has 4 pillars that we believe, if we implement them, will help reduce falls. First one, be strong, stay strong, and we do that by exercise and movement. We have a number of wonderful pieces of exercise that are going on right here on Kauai that I'm going to share with you and talk a little bit about and possibly demonstrate. One is Tai Chi. The style that we are promoting is a sun style, and that Tai Chi is specific for people that have arthritis. It has been designed specifically for people that have that they're dealing with. And the idea is that it is slow movements, it's peaceful movements, it utilizes breath, you use steps, very easy steps where you step out, you bring yourself over, and what you're doing is you're helping to strengthen the ankles, and the ankles are one of the first things that weaken. Don't you agree? Right. So Tai Chi is another form of exercise that is on this island. I'm very proud to share that when there was an instructor training last July, that we had the greatest number of instructors that became certified. Karen is one of them. Karen, raise your hand. Karen is a public health nurse for the Department of Health. I am certified in Tai Chi, and there are a few others I see that she is starting to come in the door. And so we are very, very proud of that. We are about to have a workshop for seated Tai Chi. That means if you are having trouble standing and being mobile, you will learn Tai Chi sitting down. So it is beneficial whether you're seated or whether you're standing, okay? So that is another type of exercise available to you. A third is called Enhanced Fitness. And Enhanced Fitness is geared for the seniors, and it is done through the County on Elderly Affairs. I have their contact information. I have a number of pieces of contact for you. They work on aerobics, strength, and flexibility. That is incredibly important as we age to keep all of those moving and in place, okay? There's one more that I wanted to mention, and that's called Silver Sneakers. If you are 65 or over, if you have Humana insurance, you qualify to participate in Silver Sneakers, which is held at the Kauai Athletic Centers, and you will not be charged. So I've just given you a number of wonderful ways that you can exercise. I want to point one other out to you. We've recently been offering classes on Nordic walking, and I happen to really love this. You walk with poles, and the beauty of this is it helps you stay stable. You put your hands in the device. Your hand is able to release and grab. You walk. It helps with your posture. It helps you to carry your load better, which is so important. I say we spend the first half of our life getting ourselves out of sync, and the second part of our life putting ourselves back in. And it is amazing how good you feel when you start doing this. So this is another technique. And we have that coastal path. We have beautiful walking area that are being developed. If you do not feel like you are capable of walking on your own, please consider this. At the end of our day, I'm going to ask who's ever interested for their name and their phone number. We will be following up with you to find out what you are interested in, and so where and how we can help you get plugged in, okay? Do I have any questions about what I've just gone over exercise-wise?
I just wanted to bring up,
please.
With Nordic walking, one of the things that struck me the most, or two things that struck me the most was you can burn 40% more calories, energy doing it than walking, regular walking, because you're using your upper body, you're spreading the pressure on your body.
Thank you.
Out to your arms, your shoulders, you know, all the joints in your body instead of just your hips, knees, and ankles.
Thank you.
And you use over 90% of the muscles in your body.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate that. Oh, it's very impressive. And no matter what movements and exercises you're involved in, when you start Nordic walking, I mean, you're using different parts of your body. I'm very, very, very impressed. So Karen, PHN, thank you very much for that comment.
We Nordic walk together.
Yes, we do. We do. So I've given you one of the 4 pillars. The second pillar that I want to address has to do with medication management. Here's my little prop. I have 4 bottles of meds in here. Anytime you and I are using 4 or more meds, there is a high probability those meds are going to interact with each other, which can increase our chances of losing balance. If any of you have started a new med, one of the cautions is to pay attention to what the effect of that med is with the other ones. So we on this island are putting a number of things in place for you, for all of us. And that is, at the pharmacies, if you request to have your meds checked, the pharmacist will check your meds. anytime you go to your provider, I encourage you, bring your meds with you. Everything you're taking. So many people are now taking herbs, and herbs are medicine, and herbs interact with our medicines. So whatever goes in any orifice, you with me? Any hole in your body, wherever it is, take that product with you when you go to your provider, when you can go to the pharmacist. You know, let them know that you want that med check, because that is the only way that they can adequately and accurately see if there's something that could potentially add to your falls. Does that make sense? Yes, good. So the third thing that I want to share with you is about our vision. And our vision is extremely important. If we have glasses, then everyone, we need to wear them. I've heard stories about people who have glasses, but they don't wear them when they're at home. And so it's like, how do our glasses help us if we're not wearing them, right? So for me, I was 45 when I had to start wearing glasses. And I said, you know what? I don't want to ever look for my glasses. I want you to fix them however it is that I can just put them on and I can leave them on. It's really a gift that we learn to give ourselves when we simplify our life, right? And so if you wear them, keep them on. And we are asking everybody to go get their eyes checked once a year. Once a year. We have a couple of physicians on the island who do free vision checks. One of them is Dr. Crane, and Dr. Crane does those in December. And so by giving us your information, letting us follow up with you, we can connect you to Dr. Crane. That's what we want. We want for everybody to have their vision checked. We also have Tropic Care twice every 2 years, and at Tropic Care, you have the opportunity to have your vision checked, your dental, medical, and what's the other? Dental, medical, and if you feel like you need to speak with somebody for mental reasons, you also can visit with somebody for mental reasons. Every 2 years, completely free. And I understand that that is in place for the year 2016 at this point in time. Okay? Right. So the last component that I want to visit has to do with our homes. And this is such a great venue to talk about this. A contractor show where we go in and we find out about things that we can do for our home. Well, I often refer to my body as my home. And so what better opportunity that we can do that at a contractor's show. So many of us as we get older, I know people work so hard to keep their homes clean and they keep their homes tidy, and we sometimes forget about us, this house, this body. And we spend a lot of time in our homes. And there are a few things that we can do, and I'm going to use the word modify, to keep things a little safer for us. One of them is, and I have my little prop, we must get rid of our rugs, because our rugs are often, yes, we don't realize it, but these rugs, we're walking along, and as we get older, we do tend to scuff we tend to slide our feet. We're not lifting them up the way we used to. We don't have that flexibility the way we used to. And so the rugs, we need to give them to somebody else. Right. So I'm going to pick it up so I don't trip on it. But this is one of the gifts that you can give yourself, is by eliminating the rugs in your home. Another very important thing to do is the night light. And I keep mine at the office, at my office, because I have another one at home, and I couldn't find it at work today. But it's a great big night light that when you get up, it'll go off. And it lights up the room so that you're able to see to the bathroom. The reality is, whether you are male or female, as we age, things begin to change. I remember when I was going through my mid-life change, I looked at my physician and I said, "So, what am I going to be in store for?" And she said, "Your bladder will get smaller." I was like, "Oh, really?" And that is so true. There are times I will make my way to that bathroom 2 and 3 times, depending on how much I had hydration, and we're supposed to hydrate. So we've got to be able to see when we go to the bathroom. It's a major hazard if we are trying to do things in the dark, right? So make sure that you have night lights that go off, helping you to go into your bathroom. Another thing that you can do, and I'm just really thinking in that building there that there's a lot of home modification opportunities you can learn about, but grab bars, pardon me, grab bars. Grab bars can make our life so much easier. And how do we know that we need a grab bar? Well, we have a couple of physical therapists. We have 3 of them right now that I see in the room. And these physical therapists work with people all the time. And one of the tests that's often done is the chair assessment. It's the stand test. And you are asked to sit, cross your hands, and stand, and see how many times you can do this in 30 seconds. The reason is why. Because if we have a hard time doing that, we are going to have a hard time getting up from the bathroom. And so the grab bar is an ideal way to help us get up, right? So that is something to consider, whether you are aging in your own home, aging in place, or you are possibly a caregiver, right? Another place is the shower, the bathroom. To be able to hold onto a rail as we're washing our body is so incredibly important, right? Yeah. So those are just a couple of ideas and thoughts. We have a number of resources that we can tap you into if you are ready to learn more about those modifications. We also are working on doing assessments in your home. And I appeal to each of you to consider having us come assess the potential of a fall in your home. We have assessments that can be done. I'm a fan of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We don't want to have to get the information about a person after they've fallen. I would rather speak with a group and have them proactively say, okay, let's take a look at my place, right? So I'm going to speak about a way that you can do some things in your own home, on your own, or with the help of somebody else, besides the modification. It's something you and I can do. And the word that I'm going to give you is space. Can I hear everybody say the word space? Space. So now I'm going to tell you what space means. S, sort. In our homes, if we sort our stuff, sort it means put it here. You just want to you want to sort And then you've decided, okay, these are all the rugs, which we're getting rid of, right? So then you have another pile of maybe newspapers. A lot of people collect their newspapers and their magazines.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you. So S means sort your stuff. P means purge, purge, purge. Bingo, out the door.
Recycle.
Thank you, thank you. So many people need so many things, and too many of us have too much stuff. So purge some of it, give it away. So many needy people, so many needy organizations. And the earlier that we do that, the less our children who love us and we love them, upon our passing, we leave it all to our children. Our children are grieving our passing, and they have to deal with all of our stuff. Wow, let's take charge of that. So S is for sort, P is for purge, A, if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to assign it. I'm going to place it there so I know where it is. So A means it has an assignment. I've assigned it a place. C means container. Pop that assigned piece of information, pictures, whatever, put it in a container, right? Then you're going to be able to label it. So S is for sort, P is for purge, A is for assign, C is for contain, and then the E, very important. You see how these chairs are all lined up? Equalize. These chairs are equally in place. So whatever you're keeping is in a place. Yeah, you equalize it. You place it out of the way so you have walking space. Time and time again, I have heard from fire department, EMS, who walk into people's homes. There's an emergency and they can't get through the door.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff, so much clutter. So this is a gift you can give yourself. This is a gift you can give the community. Let's take care of our own homes. You see, our homes. So space, pretty easy. I read that in a book somewhere and I thought that was really cool. I've got to use that. Questions? Okay. I want to take you through another technique, and you're going to love it. And I'm going to ask Karen to help me pass this out. And I can help, you guys can help too. I know it's warm. I see some people yawning. Can you just take and pass? Yep, just take some and pass around. Right. Thank you. Can you help pass that? Thank you. Okay, yes. Thank you, thank you. This is out of the move with balance. I always like to end with this because if anybody thinks that they don't need some of the things that I've mentioned today, this always helps them. So what I'm going to ask you to do is you place it down at your feet, and you're going to look at those arrows. I'm going to look at those arrows, and I'm going to call them out, and we are going to do those. So watch me first. We are going to be on the top row, and I'm going to go from the left to the right. And so the first arrow that I see goes down. You see how my hands are down? Down. The second one is to the right. And I'm using my hands this way. Third one is up. Fourth one is down. Next one is left. The next one is left. So you're looking at that, following it. I'm looking at it.
Left to left.
That is correct.
You go left and
That's correct. That's correct. The idea here is to keep our minds alert, and I'm going to call it out, okay? Right? And these arrows are going different directions and different rows, and that's the idea, to keep our mind and our body connected. Are we ready? Okay, so let's do that first row again. I'm going to call it out. Ready? Down, right, up, down, left, left. How'd we do? Let's go to the second line. Right, down, down, left, right, left. Ready for the third one? Down, right, up, up, left, up. Ready for another one? Up, up, left, down, left, right. Let's do another one. Up, right, down, left, right, and right. Let's go to the next one. Left, up, down, right, right, up. We're on the third to last row. Right, up, left, down, left, left. Now the second to last. Right, down, down, left, right, left. The last row. Down, right, up, up, left, up. Give yourself a hand. Right. So I have given you a lot of information. I don't expect you to remember it all. I have packets for everybody, and I have a wonderful group of people that are my friends and my supporters that may help me pass these out. I also have not a handout, I have something I'd like for you to put your name and phone number if you want us to contact you to find out how we can better serve you. Again, I want to say thank you. I ask you from the bottom of my heart to begin thinking about how we can all stay strong by getting that vision checked, wearing our glasses, having our meds checked, and working in our home. And we will stay out of the hospital. Thank you.